All right, everybody, welcome to what is going to be a very, very important event. Real quick, I know that there is a delay, but if you guys can, when you can let me know that you can hear me just fine, let me know in the chat box, which is on the right-hand side. I'll just look for that. I'm going to get some other stuff ready here. See who all we got. All right. It's most of the regular crew here, it looks like. Okay, people are starting to roll in. All right, let me know if you guys can hear me in the chat box on the right-hand side. I just want to be sure. Okay, Karen says she can hear me, which is good. All right, so guys, here's the thing. I want to talk to you about a few things. There have been some major, major happenings, both in my events and the companies that I promote, and as well with the other products and things like that. And uh, you guys know that, with me, I've learned to be able to market in a very different way than what most people do. I've really taken the time to concentrate and become really, really good with Facebook advertising. That has become my primary source of income, both with Empower Network and Internet Lifestyle Network. Admittedly, I have been promoting both, and I want to let you guys know that. And here's the thing. For those of you that are here that are on teams in either group, this is going to be something that I'm going to cover a lot of things that are going to affect everybody in general. Because most of you guys that are here, some of you are on my team, some of you are working with other people in each of these companies, or one of these companies as far as that goes. And really what it comes down to, guys, what I've realized is we need to, first off, really look at how we are protecting our time. And for me, what that means is I need to watch who I'm working with and the people that are really working to better themselves and to grow their business. And most of you that are here that are on this call, I know, are really working at bettering yourself. And, let me just make sure. Okay, we got 11 people here. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so guys, the big thing, what it comes down to is, this is a business and an industry that either you are all in or you're not really doing what you should be doing. And the reason that I say that is I know for myself that when I put myself into this feet first and really pushed myself to grow, that's when things started happening. Even after I quit my job back in August, I still had struggles because I really wasn't into it the way that I should have been. And yeah, I bought a bunch of products and training and all this other stuff, but I really wasn't doing the things that I was supposed to with it and taking the time to actually become a product of the products that I own. And that's where it all changed for me is, in late November, I realized that, either I was going to have to make this happen or I was going to have to go back to a normal job. And that was the last thing that I wanted to do. So that's the thing, guys. What you got to really look at is, where are you at in your business? What do you think it is that's holding you back? And for either of the companies, do you have everything that you need in place to be able to succeed? And by that, what I mean is, there's three things that you really need in this business. You need to have a system, platform, business opportunity, product, whatever it is, something, a vehicle to be able to use to turn around and create wealth from. Whether you're doing affiliate products, whether you're promoting a business opportunity, you need to have something that can get you a return on what you're investing in. The second thing is a source of traffic, which is where you're actually going to get people to come and visit your stuff, or, even if you're one of those people that likes to do phone calls. I know that there are some of you out there. Most of us do not. I can tell you that I don't like to make phone calls unless somebody has invested something with me. And that's an important distinction. If you really think about it, if you're out there and you're constantly working with people that have no investment in you and you have no investment in them, are you really helping anybody? And some of you guys know that I've done some private coaching. I've, done all sorts of other things. But, generally what I do to get traffic is Facebook and solo ads. Those are the two primary sources that I get traffic from. Yes, I've developed other things, but right now that's not my focus and my concentration. So what it comes down to is, again, a vehicle, you need to have traffic, and you need to have some way to follow up with that traffic once you have their information. And for some of you guys, this may not be the most mind-blowing information. I'm going to get to that here in just a minute, okay? But the thing is, I see and I work with so many people that are missing one of those things. And that's where the disconnect is. That's where it's, I just, I can't really get it going, and, this and that, and, either you're missing the right vehicle, you're missing the right kind of traffic, or you're not following up with that traffic once you have their information. So that's something that I'm going to continue on later, but I want you to know those are the most important things. So again, guys, that's the really big thing with me is how can I help you develop that? Where is it that I can, direct you to be able to grow your business in the fastest way possible? And that's the thing. What I've been working on a lot lately is systems that I can put in place to make this easier on the rest of you. Because I understand maybe I'm not anywhere close to being typical, and that's the thing, guys. When you take the time out to really, push yourself to grow, and develop a skill set, and that's really what a lot of this is a skill set. There are going to be people that stand out in certain things over and above anybody else, and that's what I've attempted to do with Facebook, and and even with solo ads to that certain degree. With ad copy is another thing that I really enjoy doing. And for me, it's really important to be able to look at that and see where it is that I'm moving towards. And for me, I understand that, I enjoy helping people. I want to help people grow. But at the same time, I'm also not going to handicap anybody by leading them by the hand. So what I'm here to tell you guys, and the biggest part of this call is, if you're out there and you're working and you're actually going through, the products and things like that that you own, that's great. I will be there to help you, okay? And what I'm going to do is for a one-time, only for the people that are on this call, okay, what I'm going to do is actually take the time to work with you one-on-one, okay? But the way this is going to work, and this is something that I've changed over the course of, most of you know, this last weekend I was in New Orleans at an event for Empower Network, and Sunday they really talked about team building and how best you could serve your team. So here's the thing. I'm going to be the person that will hold you accountable, okay? Either I will be holding you accountable or I will not help you anymore, okay? So you have to look at this as you get one opportunity, okay, to show me that you're willing to follow along and actually take action on the things that I'm teaching. I generally run a Sunday night call. From here on out, the Sunday night call is only for those people that I know that are taking action. That's it. I will not help you if you are not actually going out there and taking some sort of action on the training that I'm giving. The other thing is, in whichever business that you're in, most of you here are with Empower Network. There are a few of you here that are with ILN. There are a few of you that are just on my list, okay? Whichever team you are a part of, which we are all part of the same team, I really enjoy working with all of you.
and I'm not going to separate the business of the two teams. I'm going to give you both equal training. But that being said, I understand the value of the products in both of these businesses. And I will tell you this, I am 100% all in with both of the opportunities. Okay? Because I understand that investing in myself and investing in my education and really going through that training is the most important thing. So going forward, I will only be working with the people who have invested in themselves. Okay? I'm sorry if that leaves you out in the cold. I hope that it motivates you to be able to figure out, what you need to do to get to that point, and I will be there to provide a resource, but I need to work with people who are really taking action and really pushing themselves to grow their business. What do you guys think about that? And I know it's going to take a second because of the delay, but let me know in the chat what you guys think about that, and I'm going to continue on. So here's kind of what's come about. I've realized that the way things are going in this business and the way things are going for me, and my time is becoming smaller and smaller as I work with more people. So what I'm out there doing is I'm now actively looking for leaders, people that I can lift up so that they in turn can lift other people up. And I hope that really makes sense. Because that's really what's the most important thing to me is how can I lift you up and in turn help you lift others up. If you're not here to do that, if you're here just for a paycheck or just to see how much you can sell or whatever else, I don't want to work with you. Plain and simple. If I find out that that's the case, we will not talk. That's it, because I'm in the business of helping people create freedom and create real time freedom and be able to enjoy the life that they have. I'm not here to support people that all they care about is the almighty dollar, and I will never be that way. And I want you all to know that I am not that guy. I'm not the guy that's going to go out there and squeeze every last dollar out of you. And I hope you guys understand that. Okay, but again, you need to be able to invest in yourself, and you need to be able to work with me. And if I give you an action plan, an action assignment, I expect it to be completed before we speak again, and we'll be setting a time. So here in a minute, I'm actually going to share with you guys a link where you can set up a one-time 1 hour session with me. Okay, we'll go through, figure out exactly where you're at, what you have going. I will direct you in a way that's going to work best for you, not just something that, this is what everybody has to do. No, I understand we're all individuals. Okay, I get that. And going forward, again, I'm going to give everybody action items, whatever that is, and I'm going to tell you now, I'm not going to be easy. I'm going to give you things that are going to stretch you because I've had other people stretch me, and that's what's brought me to the point that I'm at now. Okay? So just keep that in mind. So I'm going to share that link with you here in just a minute, because it's really important, guys, that if I'm not pushing you, especially when I have other people pushing me to help other people out, that I'm not living up to my responsibility. I'm not leaving the kind of legacy behind that I expect to be able to leave behind. And I hope you understand that. So with that out of the way, actually, let me do this real quick. I'm going to get you guys this link while I'm thinking of it. Let me just find this here real quick, guys. Is everybody here okay with that? Okay, so, okay, so let me do this. Do.
hang on a second, guys. First time using this, so I just got to give this to you. Open a new tab. And okay. So, guys, there should be a pop-in offer that maybe just showed up in chat. I'm not sure exactly where it actually shows up, but that'll open another window. If you guys want to click that link just so you have it open, and then you can set an appointment. I have set specific times. I have to set specific times just so I know that I'm managing my time properly. So there is that. And so now I want to get to the big news about all the things that went on this weekend at the event. For those of you that weren't there, it looks like just Jason was the only one that was there. So guys, I have a lot of big news for you regarding Empower Network and the things that have gone on. Okay, so hang on a second here. Okay, Jason was the only one that was there, and obviously he was there, the whole weekend, which is just awesome. I appreciate you being there. I can't wait to continue working with you. So here's the thing. There have been some big changes going on with Empower Network. We all know about the things that have gone on, the stumbling blocks that have come up over the last few months, and things like that. And guys, I'm here to tell you, after spending a weekend not only listening to Dave Wood and other leaders in Empower Network, but really spending a lot of time masterminding with a lot of the top earners in the company. The changes that are happening and that I'm about to tell you about are just absolutely amazing. They're good for the company. They're good for you as an independent affiliate. And before I go on and before I talk about any kind of income number or anything like that, because I know that there are some people who are not in Empower Network on this call, my results are not typical because I'm not typical. I don't take the same kind of action that the normal everyday person does. I actually run away from the 98% to be able to set myself apart, and I've grown into being a leader. And again, this is what possibly could happen if you follow the steps and you're an action taker. That's the most important thing. And if you have any questions, you can always go to empowernetwork.com/income.php. And you can add my user ID to the end of that if you really want to, but I'm not worried. Okay, that's our physical income disclaimer for those of you that are not in Empower Network yet. So what's going on is they've decided that there were some issues that Dave and the leaders have been trying to figure out with things with the comp plan. And what they've realized is that the way the pass-up structure right now is done, basically there's no real depth in the organization. People only get paid 2 or 3 levels deep. And, it's because of the way it's set up. So what they are doing is, instead of your pass-ups being 2, 4, 6, and then every 5th from there on, it's now going to be 1, 3, 5, and then every 5th from there on. And the reason for that is it gets people more interested in helping their team below them to get their qualifying sale, to get moving, to start building some sort of a team. And think about it like this. This is the best way that I can explain it. If you understand the comp plan in any way, shape, or form, maybe this makes sense, but it does make sense to me now. So say you sponsor somebody, right? You're going to turn around and help them get their first person because that's going to pass up to you. And then in turn, you can help that person get their first pass up. It's going to pass up to you, and so on and so forth, infinite levels down. So you could build straight down off that first sale and then turn around and help your teammate who needs to get their second sale and build that straight down as well. So that's that's the biggest news, because now you have more of an incentive to help those people out that are down below you and help them grow and get started and that sort of thing. So, I'm gonna let you stew over that for just a second. I think that's actually a pretty awesome thing.
Now, the other thing, and I think Dave actually just put out an announcement video. I was actually just checking the email out before I got on here. But the other thing, in the next few days, they're going to start running a promotion. Okay, and this is going to be unlike anything else in the industry. Now, for those of you that are here that don't quite understand, I want to tell you Empower Network is the genesis of all of my education. It's what got me started, got me to the point that I'm at in this business where I'm 100% self-sufficient. I owe my everything to that training platform. And the people around that have helped lift me up. So those of you that have been there since the beginning with me, I thank you for that. And I'm moving forward. So the way this new special is going to work is if somebody gets in at the $25 level, for example, in the first 72 hours that they are a member, they have the option to buy all of the core products, essentially going all in, for $29.97. It only lasts for 72 hours, and it's a hard rule. So 72 hours, and they can get all in for $29.97. Okay, which I think is just absolutely amazing. After that, in the first 7 days, they could get all in for another $1,000. After that, again, it's a hard rule, and it goes up. The reason for this is it gives more people, it gives you the incentive, again, another incentive to call your new members or your pass-ups, and do the actual new member welcome call, which we all know should be a requirement. If somebody signs up, you need to call them and follow up and see what's going on, find out where they're at, and see where you can help them out in their business. Okay? So, again, it's an incentive to get people to help build their teams. And I think that is just totally awesome. If you guys want to comment, tell me what you guys think about those two things so far. That'd be great. I am going to go ahead and continue. Now, the other thing is, guys, what I'm going to be doing moving forward here is I'm going to be doing regular events like this, and I'm actually going to set up a room where you can use your link and code it to you for people to come in, and I will be doing this for both of the businesses. Okay? And whether it's Empower Network or whether it's Island, because I'm not just going to abandon my team in another company if they don't want to join Empower Network, but I'm still going to have the same requirements that you own all the products before I think that you're serious and I'll really work with you. That is a requirement. Okay? And I just kind of lost my train of thought there. The big thing is, guys, going forward, I'm going to set up and I'm going to start doing regular hangouts, probably twice a week. The Sunday night will be for team members only, and I consider everyone that's on this call a team member. Okay? So, again, that will be training that will be available, but I'm requiring you to own all the products. That's it. If you're not directly on my team, directly sponsored by me or somebody in my organization, I'll want you to show me proof of that in one company or the other. And if you need help with that, you need help figuring out how to come up with that, if that's something you haven't been able to do yet, let me know, and we will work on that together. And again, that's when you set that initial coaching call, okay? So that's the plan. And what we're going to do is we're going to promote this event to event to event. So as soon as one event's done, we're going to be promoting it to the other event and to the other event. And on each one of those, outside of the Sunday call, on each one of those, I'll be offering some extra training. I'm going to bring in friends that are experts in different industries, different parts of this business, and that way I can answer people's calls on things that I'm not an expert or a professional at, because there are things that I'm not. I'm definitely not infallible in any way, shape, or form. But that's the thing, guys. I'm going to start bringing out people that I know, people that have influenced me, good friends that I've found in the industry that really know what they're talking about on different subjects, and that's how we're going to do this. The other thing that we are going to be doing, some of you guys already know this, I'm going to be running a co-op. I'm going to be running a co-op for either business, and I'm going to keep them separate. If you want to join one or the other, that's great. If you don't want to join one or the other, I'm just not going to work with you. I'm done doing outside private coaching for people that aren't on my team. Because I understand what the value of my time is. I may do it, but it's going to cost you what it would cost you to get into one of these businesses. That's it, plain and simple. Okay? So we're going to start doing that, and we're going to build a plan out for you specifically on the calls so that everybody is following something that is simple. There's a reason that they call me the easy tech guy. I want to create systems that are going to be simple, that everybody can use regardless of if they're the most brand new person in the world or if they've been doing this for 5 or 6 years and not had any success. I want to build out systems that are going to make it simple while you take the time to educate yourself the right way, actually go through the products, get the training, and then you can turn around and start to duplicate and do the same thing yourself. And that's the important part of this. So with the co-op, basically all that is, Joy, is I'm just talking about I will have each business that I'm involved in separated because there are people from both teams on this call. So I will have them separated for those people. So with the co-op, it'll probably be something like $50 a share. I will run the advertising personally. I'll give you guys the templates for the capture pages so that you can set up a capture page and you can do what you want with the follow-up series as long as the capture page matches what I'm doing with my ads. So that's how that's going to work. So I'm going to get that all set up, and that way it's simpler. That way you don't have to go out and look for different solo ad providers or look for people to do Facebook advertising for you or look for somebody to run your SEO on your blog or whatever it is that you're doing. And I want to make it something that everybody can get involved in, and it's going to be something that runs on a continual basis. Probably every 2 weeks it will be back open. All right, and here's the other benefit to the people that are on my team that is going to be doing this. Normally, I run some big co-ops for teams outside of ILN and Empower Network. Right now I'm running a co-op that was, $25,000. Normally I take a percentage of that. All right, I am not taking a single penny of the co-op money from you guys. If you guys choose that you want to donate, that's great. If you're not on my team or if we're not directly associated or if you don't want to buy a product from me, whatever it is, that's fine. I'm worried about getting people success right now. Being able to get you traffic, being able to get you sales, being able to get you getting a team started. I met a kid this weekend that was 23 years old and came into Empower Network basically new and made $94,000 in 90 days with only 38 people sponsored on his team. And you know what? That was a wake-up call for me. I've made some money with Empower Network. I've made some money with ILN. I've made a lot of money doing things outside of that. But to see somebody come in and, follow a system, and it's the system that I'm going to be teaching you guys, following that system, just boom. And his goal is to do $100,000 in the next month. And I don't know about you guys, but I've got visions like that. I've told you guys since the beginning of the year that my target for the end of this year is a minimum of $500,000 in income. That is my goal, and I'm going to do it with or without you, regardless. I'm here and I'm moving forward, and I want to take people along with me, but I'm not going to drag you along with me. You're going to have to come willingly, and I hope you understand that. So I'm going to get at, the co-op. I'm still getting everything finalized. Most of you guys have the capture page and the link. If anybody wants to, you need to go ahead and get that meeting set up with me at the link that I provided. Get a meeting set up. I'll get you the details during the meeting. And once we figure out exactly what it is that you're doing and where exactly you're going in your business and where you're at, because there will be things that you will need to have set up before you can get in the co-op. And I'm going to be honest with you on that. I'm going to want you in the right frame of mind. I'm going to want you guys to be actively moving and going through the training and actually learning, because there's no sense in having a product and having it just to make money, when it's actually there to show you how to do this on a bigger scale. And I am committed to going back through every product that I own start to finish as well. So we're going to do that together. So again, we're working this as a team. Everybody that is here, I consider you a part of my team, no matter what business that you're in. If you're watching the replay, again, same thing. No matter what business you're in, what team you're on, whatever else, I am here to help you however I can, but I am going to expect certain things of you. Okay? And I'm dead serious about that. So I want you guys all to schedule that appointment. I want to have the opportunity to work with you and help you grow and help you get to where you want. I know a lot of you guys have. If you look, there should be, it should say pop-ins, and it should say 1 hour session free and add to cart someplace on the right-hand side. I don't know exactly how to look at it from the other side, to be honest. If not, I could just put the link in here. Can anybody else not see that link while I'm thinking of it? Okay. Here, I'll just put it in the chat. Okay, here. There's the link as well. I just put it in the chat. You guys can click that. You're going to want to right-click it and make sure you choose open another window so you don't exit this. But the thing is, guys, here's the big thing. I'm here to help you grow however I possibly can. But at the same time, I need to manage my time. I need to be able to have time to do the things that I want to do and things like that. So that's what I want to do. I'm going to help you guys, but I'm going to help you in a way that's going to allow you to have the real-time freedom, so you're not spending hours upon hours upon hours doing this. I know that there are so many people out there that they're spending, more than full-time job hours to do this and not having the kind of success that they wanted. We're going to do away with that. I'm going to show you how to implement simple systems to be able to manage your time and to be able to set goals. And I'm also going to show you all the marketing aspects, everything. I'm not going to hide anything from you that I do in my business, not at all, okay? So let me ask you guys this. Do you guys have any questions for me in particular while we're here? I know that there's a delay. So while I'm waiting on the questions, one thing you guys can expect, so we're going to do the Sunday night webinar. That's training for the team. I'm still going to have the normal Monday morning call, which is a mindset call. What I'm thinking is for people that are on the West Coast, I may move that to 10 a.m. on Monday as well, because I know there's some people on the West Coast that want to be involved and maybe don't want to watch the recording. So I'm thinking about moving that to a little bit later. It also allows me to get my early morning stuff done as well. Mondays have kind of got me out of my routine. So that's the other thing. So that's the plan. I want to help you guys, but I am going to require you to take action, because that is the most important thing in this. See, all the people in the world go out there, and I've done it myself, gone out there and bought products and then never even opened them. And I bought things that were, $500, $1,000, never even looked at them. How embarrassing is that? But that's all changing. And the other thing is, guys, yeah, Joey, we'll definitely talk about that. And Teresa, I can add you into. Let's see here. Teresa, I can add you to the group with the Easy Tech Guy group and to the Monday Morning Mindset Call group. So we have that. And I have not seen that part yet, Haynes. What if you some of the power products but not all? How do we get the cost? Okay, so they are Vernon. They're going to announce coming up how they're going to do something for people that have some of the products but need to upgrade to the rest of them. They'll probably work out some sort of a deal. I don't know the exact pricing, but Dave did specifically say that he would. They're going to work on something for the people that already own some or all of the products. The people that already own all the products are going to get something for already being all in. Um, Keep in mind that bonus is going to be for people that own the core products, and that includes the inner circle as well. Okay? So, hey, Steph, sounds good. Good. All right, so guys, again, we're going to start working this in a very systematic way. And this is all going to start, for me, this is all going to start this Sunday night. So everybody that's here, okay, should be registered for the webinar for Sunday night. If you are not, send me a message on Facebook and I will get you registered for that webinar. And I'll show you the link, everything like that. That's not a problem for the Sunday night webinar. But again, you need to make sure that we need to set an appointment for a one-on-one sometime in the next 7 days. That's going to be the cutoff. If you really want to work with me and you want to be on this locomotive rolling down the road, 7 days. I want you to get in and get started working with me, get all in whatever business it is that you're doing, and I'm going to be there to help you. Hopefully that makes sense. Can you guys still hear me okay? I see that Vernon says that he lost audio. Okay. Okay, good, good, good. All right. So, guys, that's really what I wanted to go over with you. If you guys want some more details about what's going on and how it affects you, I was going to try and get a PowerPoint done, and then I realized I actually needed to eat tonight, so I had to take time, go to the store, get some food, and all that stuff. So, guys, it's very, very important that you do everything to invest in your business. And if you're willing to invest in your business, I'm willing to invest in you. And I will help you go out there and get people, get traffic from the right places so you're not spending money in a way that you shouldn't. I'll show you how to use things like Facebook, and I'm going to do everything I can to help you guys grow. It's really, really imperative for me to be able to help you in the best way that I know how. So just keep that in mind. Sunday night call, Monday webinar, and then I'm thinking I will probably continue to do webinars. I'm thinking I may move this to a Thursday night because I know there's always something. Everybody does a webinar on Wednesday, so you guys can do other stuff with your teams and things like that. If you've got other teams, I'm probably going to move the extra webinar to Thursday, and I'm going to make it a place where you guys can invite people, get people on, get people interested, and I'm going to put you in a position to be able to close and actually ask for the sale. So you can be ready to go and bring people in and get working with them and get them plugged into this system. That is my goal. Is everybody okay with that?
Okay, okay. Good, good, good. All right. So that's the deal, guys. Again, I appreciate all of you for being here, taking the time out of your day to come and listen to me this evening. Um, I look forward to working with you guys. If you missed the link or didn't get an appointment set up, you can always message me on Facebook and I'll get you the link to set up an appointment. Um, but I am here to help. I'm going to help you grow. But just know that I am going to hold you accountable because I have people that are holding me accountable as well. All right? Okay. Good, good, good. All right, everybody. Well, that is it for me this evening. Unless somebody has a question for me or something like that, that's what I wanted to get out. I don't want to take a whole lot of your time this evening. I know everybody's got other things going on. I've got other things going on. So if everything is good, I'll let everybody go. I'll give you a couple of seconds here to get a question in if need be. All right. I appreciate that, Joy. I really do appreciate that, Joy. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Well, that's really it. Again, thank you for your time. I can't wait to continue working with you. If you have questions or anything like that, or if you've been working with me off and on, haven't been working with me, get an appointment scheduled so I can get you rolling. That's it. And with that, that's the end of the call tonight, and you guys have an absolutely phenomenal evening.